Welcome, yogis. Thank you for joining me for this little online yoga video. Let's begin our practice today by starting in child's pose. So when you're ready, we'll touch our toes, open the knees wide, sink the hips down as we walk the hands out and rest the forehead on the mat. Let's begin to deepen our breathing here by inhaling through the nose, pausing at the top, slowly exhaling all the air out. As we begin to deepen the breathing, we'll let go of judgments about ourselves or others. Let go of our obligations for the day. Focusing on the breath and being mindful right here, right now, in this moment. Let's take another deep belly breath, inhaling through the nose, pausing at the top before we slowly exhale all the air out. Maybe we'll scan the body and notice if there are any areas that need a little extra attention. Again, we'll inhale through the nose, pause at the top, slowly exhale all the air out. If you would like to set an intention for your practice, you can do so now. It could be gratitude or compassion or any goal you're working towards. One more deep belly breath here. Pausing at the top. Slowly exhaling all the air out. Let's slide our hands alongside our legs now. Clasping the heels, letting the shoulders just waterfall over the knees. Nice deep breath here. Slide those hands back out in front. This time we'll tent the fingers and roll our head under each shoulder. Inhaling to one side. Exhaling, coming back to the center. Inhaling to the opposite side. Exhaling as we come back to the center. Let's close the palms down. We'll slowly rise up to hands and knees. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Let's inhale to a cow. Exhale to a cat. Two more cat-cows, moving with your own breath. always remembering to be mindful of your body and do what's best for it on this day. Let's come to that neutral spine, to our tabletop position. We're going to turn the palms inward, touch middle fingers together, and then we'll rotate palms out. Look for the L's with our middle fingers and thumbs. This is our shoulder width distance. When you're ready, we'll curl the toes underneath, engage the core, and lift the hips, coming into our first down dog. We'll bicycle heels as we push hips up. We'll sink our chest towards our thighs as we let our head hang free between our biceps. Ardha Mukha Savasana. Nice deep breath here. When you're ready, we'll exhale as we roll forward to our plank. You can drop those knees down if you need to. Let's keep the core tight and engaged, holding it for a breath if you can. When you're ready, we'll slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Squeezing elbows and toes, baby cobra, cobra, and upward facing dog on the tops of our toes. Let's curl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog, bicycling heels as we push hips up, letting our head hang free. Let's look up between our thumbs, and we'll deeply bend in the knees and step or hop both feet forward to a forward fold. Exhaling nose to knees as we press on the back of our calves. Placing fingertips on our shins. Inhale out to a flat back. Extend. Exhale, forward fold, nose to knees. Let's circle sweet palms all the way up to the sky. Palms come together, a gentle back bend. Inhale to the center. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, fingertips up. This time we'll squeeze the shoulders. Maybe we'll lift the toes, grounding from the arches of our feet all the way through the tips of the fingers. Let's exhale as we release, slowly bringing hands through heart center, softening the knees, lowering head and hands down, nodding our head to release our neck, placing fingertips on our shins. Inhale out to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold, nose to knees. Let's place the hands on the outside of the feet and we'll step one foot back, coming into a runner's lunge, making sure that our knee is directly above our ankle. Stretch the crown of the head long. Hold it if you can. Modify or don't do it if you can't. When you're ready, we're going to bring that front foot to meet the back. We'll come into our plank pose, holding it if you can, modifying if you can. One more breath here. And then we'll slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Squeezing elbows and toes. Baby cobra, cobra, and upward facing dog. Curling toes, lifting hips, downward facing dog. Bicycling heels as we push hips up. Let that head hang free between our biceps. We'll deeply bend in the knees. Look up between our thumbs and step or hop both feet forward to a forward fold. Exhaling nose to knees. Placing fingertips on our shins. Inhale out to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold, nose to knees. Let's circle sweet palms all the way back up. Palms together, a gentle back bend. Inhale to the center. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, fingertips up, squeezing shoulders, lifting toes. See if you can engage your thigh muscles to lift up and away from your knees. Reach a little higher. Exhale as we release the toes. Bringing hands through heart center, softening the knees, lowering head and hands down, nodding our head to release our neck, placing fingertips on our shins. Inhale out to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold, nose to knees. Let's place the hands on the outside of the feet. And we'll step the opposite foot back into our runner's lunge, making sure our shin is straight up and down, knee directly above the ankle. Stretch the crown of the head long. Holding it if you can for a few breaths. When you're ready, we're going to place hands around that front foot. And we'll bring the front foot to meet the back. We'll come into that plank pose, or we'll drop knees down if that isn't serving us. Let's hold it for a breath or two if you can. And when you're ready, we'll slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Squeezing elbows and toes, baby cobra, cobra, and upward facing dog. Curling toes, lifting hips, downward facing dog. Bicycling heels as we push hips up. Let's let that head hang free between our biceps. Deeply bending in the knees, we'll look up between our thumbs and step or hop both feet forward to a forward fold. Exhaling nose to knees. Placing fingertips on our shins. Inhale out to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold, nose to knees. Let's circle sweet palms all the way back up to the sky. Palms together, a gentle back bend. Inhale to the center. Exhale, hands to heart center. rock, heel toe, heel toe. Inhale, fingertips up, squeezing shoulders, lifting toes, reach a little higher. Exhaling, hands through heart center, softening the knees, lowering head and hands down, nodding that head to release the neck. Placing fingertips on our shins. Inhale, out to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold, nose to knees. Let's place the hands on the outside of the feet and we'll step or hop both feet back to our plank pose. Or we'll drop the knees down. Let's hold it for a breath if you can. We'll slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Let's touch our toes here. We're going to bring our elbows in towards the ribs and widen the fingers. Let's see if we can lift the chest as we squeeze the elbows in. Maybe we'll touch the toes. Hold it if you can for a breath or two and modify if it's not working. Let's exhale. We're going to cross one hand over the other. Relax the shoulders. Relax the lower spine. Inhale, squeeze those elbows in, lift the chest, widen the fingers, and maybe we'll lift the toes as we create a straight line from the toes all the way through the crown of the head. Exhaling, crossing one hand over the other. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the lower spine. When you're ready, we'll do that one last time. Inhale, squeeze the elbows in towards the ribs, widen the fingers, touch the toes, stretch the crown of the head long. Let's see if we can hold it for one more breath. Exhale as we rest the head, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the lower spine. Let's slide those hands underneath the shoulders, lift the chest. We'll arch the spine, rounding up like a cat. Touch our toes, open our knees wide, and push the hips back to our child's pose. Nice deep breath here. Let's walk the hands over to one side. Maybe we'll place the outside arm on top and roll into that shoulder. Exhaling as we walk the hands back to the center. Let's walk those hands over to the other side. Maybe the outside arm comes on top and we'll roll into that outside shoulder. Exhale as we walk the hands back to the center, back to that regular child's pose. Let's slowly rise up to hands and knees. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Let's inhale yourself permission to go to the level that suits you best today. Always doing what's best in your body. Let's curl the toes underneath, engage the core, lift the hips, come into our down dog, bicycling heels, pushing hips up, letting our head hang free. Let's walk the hands in towards the feet. We'll lay the heels down as we ragdoll up. One vertebrae at a time. Rolling shoulders down and back. Inhaling, fingertips up, palms together, a gentle back bend. Inhale to the center. Exhale, hands to heart center. Very nice. Let's rock, heel, toe, heel, toe. Inhale, fingertips up, squeezing shoulders, lifting toes, reach a little higher. Exhaling, hands through heart center, softening the knees, lowering head and hands down, nodding our head to release our neck. Placing fingertips on our shins. Inhale, out to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold, nose to knees. Let's walk the hands back out to our downward facing dog. Bicycling heels, pushing hips up. Trying to lay our chest on top of our thighs. When you're ready, we'll exhale, roll forward to our plank. Let's check our shoulder width. When you're ready, we're going to keep that core tight and engaged. And we're going to try bringing that right knee to the outside of the left elbow. Inhaling, toes back. Let's bring the left knee to the outside of the left elbow. Inhaling, toes back. Let's try that again. And the left side. And then we'll lift the hips, take a break, bicycle heels, and our down dog. One more breath here. Exhaling as we roll forward. Let's try that again. Knee comes to the outside. Inhaling, toes back. Knee comes to the outside. Inhaling, toes back. Again, we'll lift the hips. Bicycle heels. Pushing hips up. Letting that head hang free. Now we're going to walk our hands in towards our feet. Lay the heels down. Ragdoll up. Rolling shoulders down and back. Inhale. Fingertips up. A gentle back bend. Inhale to the center. Exhale. Hands to heart center. Very nice. Let's heel toe our feet out so that they're on the outsides of our hips. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, forward fold. keeping those knees soft. I'm going to set those hips down. So, if you'd like to try balancing on toes, you can, or you can keep heels down. Let's bring the elbows to the inside of the knees as we press in on the palms, coming into our little garland pose. Let's see if we can hold it for 2 more breaths as we begin to open the hips just a little. Let's take 1 more breath here. If you'd like to try deepening this, you can hop the feet in together and try dropping knees down. Again, we'll press in on the palms. Let's hold it if you can, but if it's not working, just modify or don't do it. If you're in this pose and you'd like to go a little further, you can try engaging the core and lifting. Maybe we can hold it. Let's exhale as we bring the hands down. We're going to set the heels back, heel tone them out. Deeply bend in the knees and ragdoll up. One vertebrae at a time. Rolling shoulders down and back. Inhale, fingertips up, palms together. A gentle back bend. Inhale to the center. Exhale, hands through heart center. Let's keep flowing, softening the knees, lowering head and hands down. Nodding our head to release our neck. Placing fingertips on our shins. Inhale, out to a flat back. Extend. Exhale, forward fold, nose to knees. Let's walk the hands out to our downward facing dog. Bicycling heels as we push hips up. Let's exaggerate our down dog, or walking our dog. So we're going to deeply bend one knee, shifting the hips. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's do that maybe 3 times as we just exaggerate our walking of the dog. Slowly stretching those hips from side to side. We'll come back to the center when you're ready. Exhaling as we roll forward to our plank. Dropping knees down if you need to. Holding it if you can. Let's slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Squeezing elbows and toes. Baby cobra, cobra, and upward facing dog. Curling toes, lifting hips, downward facing dog. Bicycling heels, pushing hips up. Deeply bending in the knees, we'll look up between our thumbs and step or hop both feet forward to a forward fold. Exhaling, nose to knees as we press on the back of our calves. Placing fingertips on our shins. Inhale, out to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold, nose to knees. Let's circle sweet palms all the way back up. Palms together, a gentle back bend. Inhale to the center. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, fingertips up, squeezing shoulders, lifting toes. This is our root to rise. Extend. Exhaling, hands through heart center, softening the knees, lowering head and hands down, nodding our head to release our neck, placing fingertips on our shins. Inhale, out to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold, nose to knees. Let's place the hands on the outside of the feet, and we'll step one foot back, coming into a runner's lunge. Again, we always want to stack joint on top of joint, so knee directly above the ankle. When you're ready, we'll bring hands to our knee and all the way up to the sky. This is our high lunge. Shoulders away from our ears, fingertips wide. Let's bring the palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, fingertips up. I'm going to bring the arms to the horizon line. When you're ready, let's dip the back knee down. And inhale, palms up. Exhale as we dip the back knee down. Inhale, palms up. One more. And then we'll exhale, hands to heart center. Lean forward, hover over that front thigh as we push through the heel of that back foot. We'll bring the hands back around that front foot. Let's drop the back knee down. Flatten the foot. We'll firmly place the inside hand in the mat and inhale the opposite arm up, rotating our chest towards our thigh. Curling up on the back toe if you'd like a little more. Leaving that knee down if you'd like a little less. Let's hold it for a breath. If you'd like a little more and you're not being challenged here, you can try pushing that hand off and reaching hands to opposite ends of the room, extending, holding this little twist for a breath. When you're ready, we'll windmill hands back down to the mat. If your knee is in the mat now, we're going to curl up off that knee and bring the front foot to meet the back or to the sky. Let's circle the ankle if you tried that. Lowering toes back down to the mat. Bicycling heels, pushing hips up. Letting that head hang free. Exhaling, rolling forward to our plank. Dropping these down if you need to. Let's slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Squeezing elbows and toes. Baby cobra, and upward facing dog. Curling toes, lifting hips, downward facing dog. Bicycling heels as we push hips up. Deeply bending in the knees. We'll look up between our thumbs. And step or hop, both feet forward to a forward fold. Placing fingertips on our shins. Inhale, out to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold, nose to knees. Let's circle sweep palms all the way back up. Palms together, a gentle back bend. Inhale to the center, reach a little higher. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's rock, heel toe. Inhale, fingertips up, squeezing shoulders, reach a little higher. Exhaling, hands through heart center, softening the knees, lowering head and hands down, nodding our head to release our neck. Placing fingertips on our shins. Inhale, out to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold, nose to knees. Let's place the hands on the outside of the feet and we'll step that opposite foot back. Again, making sure shin is straight up and down. We'll hold our runner's lunge for a breath or two. When you're ready, we'll bring hands to our knee. And all the way up to the sky. Shoulders away from our ears, fingertips wide. This is our high lunge. Let's bring the palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, fingertips up. And we'll bring the hands to the horizon line. We're going to dip the back knee down. Inhale, palms up. Exhale as we dip. Inhale, palms up. Exhale as we dip. Inhale, palms up. One more. And then we'll exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to hover over that front thigh as we look down at our big toe. Pushing energy out that back heel. Let's bring the hands around that front foot. And we'll drop the back knee down, flatten the foot. Firmly placing the inside hand in the mat. Let's inhale the opposite arm up as we rotate our chest towards our thigh. Curling up on the back toe if you'd like more. Leaving the knee in the mat if you'd like less. Let's hold it for one more breath. If you'd like a little more, you can push that bottom hand off and try reaching arms to opposite ends of the room. Extending, keeping that core tight and engaged. Let's hold it for one more breath if you can. And then we'll windmill hands back down to the mat. If your knee is in the mat now, we're going to bring that knee up and bring the front foot to meet the back or to the sky. Let's twist out that ankle if toes are up. Slowly bringing them back down. Bicycling heels as we push hips up. Letting that head hang free. When you're ready, we'll exhale, rolling forward to our plank. Dropping knees down if you need to. Let's slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Squeezing elbows and toes. Baby cobra, cobra, and upward facing dog. Curling toes, lifting hips, downward facing dog. Bicycling heels, pushing hips up. Let's drop those knees down. We'll come back to our tabletop position. Let's inhale to a cow. Exhale to a cat. 2 more cat-cows. When you're ready, and we'll come to that neutral spine. Let's cross our ankles behind us, and we'll roll to a seated position in the center of the mat. Let's bring the soles of our feet together. And maybe we'll shake the knees out. Let's reach our chin towards our heels, sit up nice and tall. If hips are tight, feet can be out wider. If they're not tight, let's bring them in. So it's a cobbler, butterfly, depending on where your feet are. Let's sit up nice and tall. When you're ready, we're gonna exhale and round forward. Inhale. Let's inhale. Fingertips up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, fingertips up. Now we're going to cross our arms, one over the other, and reach for those knees. Doesn't matter which side you do as long as you do both. Let's gently stretch the shoulders. We'll take a nice deep breath here and let's bring our chin towards our chest. See if you can scoop the belly out as you exhale. Let's release. Inhale, fingertips up, squeezing shoulders, reach a little higher. Then we're gonna switch arms. Opposite arm comes on top. So opposite of what you did last time. Maybe we'll just stretch those shoulder tops a little. And we'll exhale as we scoop the belly out. Bring the chin towards the chest. Inhale, lift the head. Bring the fingertips back up. Squeeze the shoulders. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's bring those knees in. We'll point them up towards the ceiling. Slide our hands back behind us. Point the fingers towards the hips. Let's puff the chest out. Open the heart center. Arc the spine. When you're ready, we're going to try coming down to forearms. Again, lift the chest. Be mindful of your neck. Pretend you have an orange underneath it. Don't overextend the neck. We'll hold it. And then we'll exhale as we lower the head and torso all the way down to the mat. Let's bring the hands by the hips and slide the heels underneath the knees. We're going to engage the core and lift the hips up. This is our bridge pose. Keep those knees squeezed in. Keep the core tight and engaged. If you like, you can interlace fingers underneath the hips. Maybe we'll puff up a little higher. Let's hold it for one more breath. And then we'll exhale as we release, slowly curling the hips chest. And we'll rock from side to side. Exhaling as we bring the heels back down. Again, let's reach for our ankles. So if you can't grab them, it's okay. Just reach in that direction. We'll engage the core. Lift those hips again. Puff that chest out. Keep the knees squeezed in. Core tight and engaged. Maybe this time we'll try bringing the shoulders underneath the chest. Puff that chest out. Keep those knees squeezed in. And then we'll exhale. Slowly lowering hips back down. Let's bring the knees into the chest now. And we'll rock from side to side. Let's bring the feet up now like we're standing on the ceiling. And you can grab for shins, ankles, toes, inside of the foot, outside of the foot, whatever is available to you. We're going to try pulling those knees down. This is our happy baby. Let's pull the knees down as much as feels good in your body. And we always want to go to sensation, not pain. So find where it's a challenge, but not painful. Maybe we'll rock a few times if that feels good. Let's hold it for one more breath. And then maybe we'll bring the soles of the feet together. And if that's not serving you, that's okay. This is our butterfly on our back. One more deep breath here. Let's exhale as we send the heels back down to the mat. Hands back by the hips. Let's inhale, hips back up to that bridge pose. Keep the core tight and engaged. Hold it. Slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Let's inhale, arms up above the head now. We'll reach a little further. Reach above your head. Stretch long. Let's inhale the hips up now with the palms facing the ceiling. Again, keep the knees squeezed in together, core tight and engaged. Let's exhale. As we lower hips, we'll bring the hands back above the head, back down to the mat. Let's inhale, arms up above the head. Lift those hips. Keep the knees squeezed in. Hold it if you can. Exhaling as we lower hips back down. Bring the hands back by the hips. Let's try that again. Inhale, arms up. Lift those hips. Keep the core tight and engaged. Exhale. We'll lower the hips down. This time, we're going to try pointing elbows up towards the ceiling. So I'm bringing my fingers underneath my shoulders, pointing them towards my hips, pointing elbows up towards the ceiling. And I'm going to walk my heels towards my hips as much as they will go. So you can give this a try. You do not have to do this. If you would like to try doing wheel pose, we're going to engage the core, lift the hips, and push up. Arc the spine. Hold it if you can. And then slowly lower back down. We'll bring the knees into the chest. Hug them in nice and tight. Maybe we'll rock from side to side. Let's try our happy baby again. Feet come up. We'll reach for toes, arches of our feet, ankles or shins. Let's pull those knees down a little if you can. 2 more deep breaths here in our happy baby. When you're ready, we're going to release the ankles or toes. We'll send the heels back down to the mat. Hands come back down by the hips. Inhaling up to our bridge pose. Keeping knees squeezed in. Core tight and engaged. Slowly curling. Hips back down to the mat. We're going to cross our ankles on top, engage our core, and see if we can roll up to a seated position. Let's turn on the mat. Come back to hands and knees. Back to that tabletop. Let's inhale to a cow. Exhale to a cat. 2 more cat-cows when you're ready. And then we'll come to that neutral spine. Let's cross our ankles and back. We'll roll to a seated position. And we're going to move our mat at this time and see if we can move it up against the wall. So I'm going to take my mat and I'm going to move it up against the wall. So our modification for this pose will be a wide-legged forward fold. So toes pointing towards the front, knees soft, and head hanging down. It's our wide-legged forward fold. If you'd like to try a different inversion, we're gonna scoot our hips up to the wall. So hips are in the wall, shoulders are in the wall. We'll come into a staff pose first. Press the palms down, roll the shoulders down and back. Sit up nice and tall. Press the calves down into the mat as we extend through the crown of the head. Let's inhale, fingertips up. Exhale as we reach towards the toes. Bring the chin towards the chest. Slide the hands alongside the legs. We'll stop by the hips, sit up nice and tall. So now I want you to mark your mat with your heels. So see if you can make a little indent or a little spot. Wherever your heels are, that's where your hands are going to go. So again, I want you to rotate fingers in, touch the middle fingers, and rotate palms out. This is our shoulder width distance. We'll curl the toes. Heels are going to come into the mat, or into the wall. This is our shortened down dog. So we're going to push those hips up. And then if you'd like a little more, we're going to bring one foot to the wall and then the other. And we want them about hips width apart, and then we'll straighten the legs and drop the head down. So we're coming into our L-shaped shoulder stand. So feet should be hips width apart, and our head should be between our bicep. Core tight and engaged. Maybe we can hold this, but if we can't, that's okay too. Let's touch the toes, open the knees wide, sink the head and chest down, come into our child's pose. Nice deep breath here. Let's slowly come back up. Let's try that again, but just so we have the right placement. Again, we're going to measure heels into the mat. Find where those hands go. Touch our middle fingers together. Rotate palms out. Engage the core. Lift the hips. Bring one foot up and then the other. Straightening the legs. If you'd like more, you can bring one leg up. Bring it out to the side. Bring it back up and back to the wall. It's only if you'd like a little more. Let's drop those toes down. Come back to that child's pose. Take a break. This time, let's slide our hands alongside the legs. Clasp the heels. Let those shoulders waterfall over the knees. Maybe we'll bring the back of the hands to the back of the hips. You can fold arms, interlace fingers. You can grab a strap if you have one. Let's inhale, fingertips up above the hips. Exhaling as we lower hands back down. Let's slide the hands back out. We'll slowly rise up to hands and knees. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Let's inhale to a cow. Exhale to a cat. Two more cat-cows. Moving with your own breath. And then we'll come to that neutral spine. Let's come to a seated position. Again, let's bring the soles of the feet together. Let's try grabbing each knee again. So let's exhale as we scoop the belly out and bring the chin towards the chest. Inhale, let's bring the knees back up. Exhale, scoop the belly out, bring the chin towards the chest. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, scoop the belly out. Let's switch arms. Inhaling up, palms together. Exhaling, opposite arm comes on top. We'll exhale, scoop the belly out. Inhale, lift the head as we bring the knees up. Exhale, scoop the belly out. Inhale as we lift the head and chest. Exhale. Scoop the belly out and round. Let's release. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now we'll straighten those legs out long. Shake those knees out. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, let's reach for the toes. Bring that chin towards the chest. Sliding hands alongside the legs. Stopping by the hips, sitting up nice and tall. Reach your chin towards your heels. Press the calves down. Press the hips down. This is our staff pose. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, reach for the toes. Scoop the belly out. Inhale. Sliding hands alongside the legs. Rolling shoulders down and back. Let's send the hands back behind us. Puff that chest out. Bring the knees up if that's a strength. Again, open the heart. Lift the chest. Bend those elbows back. Then we're going to come down to forearms. Again, be mindful of the neck. Arc the spine. Press the forearms down. Keep the fingers wide. Keep the core tight. And then we'll slowly lower head and torso back down to the mat. Let's bring those knees into the chest. Now we're going to press the lower spine down into the mat as we rock. Let's bring the arms out like a T. We'll drop both knees over to one side and look over the opposite arm. Little twist here. Inhaling, knees back up. Let's rock a few times. Before we drop those knees over to the opposite side. Looking over that opposite arm. Holding it. Inhaling, knees back up. Let's rock a few times before we hug those knees in nice and tight. Straighten the legs out long. Let's roll the shoulders underneath. Turn the palms up. Let the feet fall open. And begin to deepen our breathing. So we're getting ready for our final Shavasana. So if you have a more comfy position you'd like to go into, please find your comfy position at this time. As we begin to deepen the breathing, letting go of judgments about ourselves or others, letting go of our obligations, focusing on the breath and being mindful right here, right now, in this moment. Let's begin relaxing through the forehead. Relaxing the eyes. Relaxing the jaw. Relaxing the tongue. Let's take one more deep belly breath. And on the exhale, release all stress, tension, and negativity. Let go of anything not serving you today. This is your time. Trying to deepen the breathing just a little. Maybe wiggling fingers and toes. Slowly bringing the mind back to awareness. On an inhale, gently slide your knees in towards your chest and roll onto one side. Take your time in your little fetal position. When you're ready, using your hands, gently begin to push yourself back up to a seated position. Let's inhale, fingertips up, palms come together. Exhaling, hands to heart center. And with thumbs touching the heart, we'll take one last deep belly breath and let it out very, very slowly. I honor you for your efforts here today. Namaste.